Hey guys, welcome to Denny's. Today we are going to be taking a little bit of a deeper dive into core unlocking for our weapons, kind of going to be explaining the system as a whole, and then I will be recommending some weapons to go for if people are kind of lost. But yeah, this video is going to go semi-in-depth, not too in-depth as we're obviously only a couple days into the patch, but I'm going to give my thoughts and take on the system and kind of explain it as best as I can. So if you like the video, don't forget to leave a like, and then subscribe if you feel that I've earned it, and follow me over on Twitch. We're live 5 days a week normally, and keep in mind I am going to be on vacation for about 10 days, so I will be back on February 1st. These videos are going to be pre-recorded, but yeah, I hope to see you guys over there, and let's jump right into the video. All right, so first things first with weapon core unlocking. You have to do a short quest line to unlock it. You will see the quest in your quest tab here. Now, it'll make you go kill Defiler. It'll make you do Void Erosion, the new mission. But I want to go into how exactly you get to the weapon cores once you are done with that. So once you've completed Void Erosion and done the quest and followed the whole quest line, you are going to be brought over to Descendant, and Descendant is going to have the equip core system. So whenever a weapon does not have a core, it's basically just going to look like a normal weapon. You can see my Secret Garden is actually what it's going to look like whenever it does have a core. But let's jump into a weapon that does not have a core so we can kind of take a look at the basics. So for the Kingsguard Lance, for example, we've got 5 little slots here. Now, at first, this may be pretty confusing, but I'll try to explain it as best I can. We've got very similar icons to our Descendant builds, you know, Xantic, Malachite. We do have a new one here with a little fishy, maybe Nemo or Dory, but it's got basically 3 determined slots, and then it's got 2 free, what's called free augmentations. So it'll tell you kind of what you can expect to be able to roll in addition with this slot. So for example, the free slot's not going to tell us, but the Malachite's going to give us an option here. We can get Firearm ATK all the way from 2 to 34%, or Firearm versus Colossus from 10% all the way to 290. This is going to be the big one probably that a lot of people are going to strive for. Xantic is usually the attribute augmentation, so Fire, Chill, Electric, and Toxic, up to 96%, which is absolutely absurd. And then you've got the special augmentation. This is going to be your faction damage, and one that will be quite important when you are going into the later levels of Void Erosion. So special augmentation, keep a special eye for that one, but that is kind of going over those. We're going to jump into my Secret Garden so we can kind of see what I've got going. So the Secret Garden was something that I kind of YOLO'd my core into that you get for free. I would highly recommend against going into Secret Garden because there are going to be better weapons you can go into. So let's take a look at the core. So as we can see here, you get all these cores from doing Void Erosion. I've done all the way up to level 20. Right now, 20 is available. 30 will be available on February 6th. But we'll kind of explain this system. So for the free one, I went ahead and just YOLO'd a blue orb onto it. Basically, the blue orbs give you the elemental damage. I thought, hey, maybe I can get a little bit more damage, but I was actually wrong. This is kind of not what you should do. So this is more of a not what to do as far as the Secret Garden. It will be a good weapon to do eventually, but starting off, would definitely recommend against doing a blue orb in here. What we're going to want to do is take a look. So we have Almandine, Rutile, and the fish. So with Secret Garden specifically, for example, what I would probably do is play to its strengths, which happen to be critical damage. So critical damage is absolutely absurd on the Secret Garden. So I would go for critical hit damage. What I would do to do that is basically just apply one of these cores, and it's going to say, hey, this is what can roll with this core. And as you can see, they have Roman numerals. So number 1 is going to have a very small roll, 1 to 2%, and the higher the core gets, it's going to have a much higher roll. Now, with that being said, I obviously started off with a very low leveled blue, so I think I did something like a level 3 blue, so I got a 21% chill roll. So I'm going to have to spend what's called a core particle disruptor to re-roll it. They only cost 15 abyss metal fragments, which is not that much. However, each core takes 2,000 of those, so you really want to be careful with these. Definitely do not just go willy-nilly rolling these. You really want to make sure you select a core that you know is going to be best in slot. So for example, I'm going to change my mind on this one. I'm probably going to go for something like Firearm ATK in general on the Secret Garden, or go for a red one and go for Firearm critical hit damage for the free core, just because that is kind of what the strength of Secret Garden is. It's critical hit damage. You could even roll critical hit rate to make sure that you get that extra 100% or that extra critical hit rate to build up to that 100% crit rate on Secret Garden, which is actually, to be honest, what I'm thinking of doing in the first place, what I should have thought in the first place. As far as the Rutiles, you can see Rutile is mainly just assistance, so it says that it's a precision augmentation. This is going to help our aim shot. You can do grappling hook charge time if you guys have seen the infinite grapple bunnies. You can do the weapon change speed, hip fire, recoil. So Rutile is going to be kind of like our quality of life. And then again, our purple is going to be our Fire ACK versus Legion of Darkness. Let's see if we can find another weapon and kind of see some other roles. So here we go. So Cerulean. Cerulean is going to be our tactical augmentation. This is going to allow us to get attribute, status effect trigger rate, rounds per magazine, fire rate, and reload time modifier. Now, if we jump over to something like Perforator, there is a question in the community right now whether this actually works. People have said that it doesn't. People have said that it does. But basically, you can see you can get fire rate 2 times here, and you have a free augmentation, which means you can throw a cerulean in there, and you can get 12% fire rate 3 times, making it so you get 36% fire rate. Does that affect your Lepicult? We won't know until somebody tests it, but it will probably be soon after, if it's not already been tested before this video or after. I'm sure that that will be talked about. But I digress. You can see how crazy it gets. With Haley, if you get rounds per magazine, you can see rounds per magazine, 78%, 78%, 78%. Do some quick math. That's somewhere around like 230, 240%. Extra magazine size. It's going to give you a ton more shots with Haley's sniper if it ends up working like that. But again, I digress. Haven't tested it myself. Not too sure if it will, but it sounds very good, at least at the start. The big one that I'm going to recommend as far as recommendations for the system, it's going to be Smithereens and basically anything that does a ton of damage. So Enduring Legacy and Smithereens are going to be the first 2 unlocks that I recommend for everybody to do. And as far as the actual basically like rolls for Smithereens, I'm going to recommend that you roll Malachite on the free augmentation and go for the basically the orange orb. It's Malachite, orange orb, whatever you want to call it. You can get 290% Colossus 2 times. That means you're going to have a 600% firearm ATK to Colossi. Colossi get absolutely melted by the Smithereens in the first place. So this is going to be quite crazy as far as damage to Colossi, and that is very exciting. If you do want to make a shotgun that's kind of more tailored towards the nuking of the boss at the end of the Void Erosion, you're going to want to run Special Augmentation and pick whatever shotgun you want to do. There is 3 shotguns in the game, so theoretically you could get 1 for every faction, but probably not the safest thing to do right now. I would definitely just focus on getting the damage to Colossus. And the Rutile, obviously up to you. Doesn't really matter. It's going to be something to do with quality of life. But yeah, that is going to be my recommendations for Smithereens. And as far as recommendations for Enduring Legacy, it unluckily gets 2 Rutiles because they know how strong it is, but it does get the hit augmentation on here. So what you can do is you can double up on the firearm critical hit rate because it obviously has really good critical hit rate and critical hit damage. So you can get even more critical hit rate to make it so that this thing is always critting. That is going to be a really good roll to go for. Critical hit rate on this is going to go crazy. If you happen to get firearm critical hit damage, not bad at all. I would definitely be careful on re-rolling it just because, obviously it's going to be something in the future where we're going to get higher level cores. So you really don't want to spend too much materials re-rolling it. Yeah, if you didn't know, I want to make this, if you're not paying attention to the video and you want to quickly just, pay attention, just speaking for everybody, including myself, because sometimes I just kind of drain out audio in a video. Basically, guys, there is going to be higher level cores. So if we look back at my Secret Garden, it has up to, from, Void level, Erosion level 20, I can get rank 7 cores. Guys, when level 30 comes out, there is going to be higher cores. So I beg of you, please do not go too crazy on min-maxing these weapons right now. This is going to be more for kind of learning the system for the next month or so, or I guess 2 weeks or so, making sure we know exactly how it works, kind of picking what you want to do. Obviously, you can kind of go for as much as you want to grind for, but I want to make sure you guys know there will be higher cores, which means there should be higher damage numbers. The devs did talk about that in the live stream that they went over. So yeah, if you weren't paying attention, hopefully you paid attention to that, because that is probably the most important thing you can take from this video. And yeah, that is weapon cores in a nutshell, guys. I think that it's going to make it absolutely insane. I think weapon cores are going to go absolutely crazy, and I hope that you guys have fun with them. I know that this is what I'm most excited for as far as the update. I do hope for some changes as far as the materials and how fast we can get them, but weapon cores are definitely very exciting. That's pretty much been the video, guys. Let me know in the comments down below what your thoughts are as far as weapon cores, what it takes to grind them, etc. Definitely like the video if it helped you out, and then just remember, I am not a dev. I did not make the drop rates on Defiler or infiltration operations as low as they are, so don't forget to keep that in mind when you're liking or disliking the video. And yeah, comment, let me know your thoughts, subscribe if you feel that I've earned it. I'll see you guys when I'm back from vacation on the 1st of February, and follow me over on Twitch for when I am back. But yeah, I'm out here, guys. Peace out. Goodbye.